How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing on this Black Friday? Black Friday, folks. How's everybody doing? Oh, you know what? Let me close my window. Got a lot of light coming in. Talking about Black Friday, but I got a lot of light coming in. All right, we're back. All right. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? How's it going? Good morning, Denver. Is that where you're from, Denver? Or is that your name? Is it like John Denver? It's very interesting. How's everybody doing? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years now, coming up on 12 years. If you're just joining us, I talk about all things type 2 diabetes. No, it's my cat's name. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting name for your cat. Shout out to your cat, Denver. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, pre-diabetes, all of that stuff, man. That's what we talk about. And then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. That's the mission, right? So if you're sick and having type 2 diabetes and it's running your life, that's the problem that we're here to fix. That's the problem that we're here to solve. Type 2 diabetes, if that thing is running your life, if it's just like, yeah, we're here to fix that thing. Because I totally get it. I get how frustrating it is to have type 2 diabetes and have high blood sugar every single day. You deserve something that actually works. You do something that actually works. Because I know you've been dealing with this for many, many years, probably like how I was. All right. So trust me, I get it. Because I've been there. I used to have diabetes. I had heart disease and I was obese, the triple whammy. All three of them. Shout out to my folks coming into the room. Do me a favor, folks, and tap in with me and let me know where you're from, what city you're from, what country you're from, what state you're from. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas on this Friday morning. It's a Black Friday. It's not just a normal Friday. It's a Black Friday. You know what I mean? People are getting deals, all kinds of slashing deals and prices being slashed, all types of stuff today. You know what I mean? Good morning. And here's no difference. It's no different here. We're slashing prices here. Man, the 14-day challenge. Woo! If you ever thought about joining that 14-day challenge, today's the day to do it because Black Friday is the deal. My A1C went from a 12 to a 5 in 6 months. 2 meals, no carbs, resistance, and hydration. Man, shout out to you. Proud Real. Do you deal with reactive hypoglycemia? Yeah. I don't deal with it, but you got to deal with it. But I can show you how to deal with it. You know what I mean? I can show you how to deal with it. Step number 1 is to stop the spikes. Step number 1, flatten your blood, flatten your glucose curve. That's number 1. Right? The reason that it goes low is because it goes too high. When it goes too high, what happens? It crashes. And when it crashes a little bit too much. Where does that come from? Oh yeah, it comes from the food that we're eating. The food that we're eating causing our blood sugar to go high. Then all of a sudden, you get a flood of insulin come in, brings it down way too much. Next thing you know, you got hypoglycemia. So it's the same thing. It's the same concept. How you fix high blood sugar is typically the same way you fix low blood sugar. All right? Flatten your glucose curve. Eat real whole unprocessed foods, especially the first meal of the day. Whoo, very, very important. Breakfast. Salt Lake City. Shout out to Salt Lake City. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, struggling with type 2 diabetes. If you're sick of, if you're struggling with type 2 diabetes and you're sick of it running your life, then that's the problem that we're here to fix. That's the problem that we're going to be here to solve today. Because like I said before, I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar every single day. You deserve something that works, folks. What works? Whoo, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now that works. That's your next step, folks. If you're ready for change, if you say, listen, I'm tired of diabetes, 14-day challenge is going to be your next move. What are we doing in the 14-day challenge? We're reversing it naturally. That's the start of reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No. But I said it's the start of it. It's the start of reversing it naturally. Those 14 days. Whoo, it's going to be a game changer. And that's the deal that we got today. This Black Friday deal and this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 300 people have joined this challenge. Can you believe it? 300 people. So I'm like a mad scientist, folks. Have you ever seen that movie, Frankenstein, the new Frankenstein movie? The guy's like a mad scientist. That's me. I'm a mad scientist when it comes to getting you healthy. First, I started experimenting on myself. Told you I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese, a triple whammy, but none of those anymore. So now, taking all of those experiments, they're real. I mean, it's just food. That's all we're eating. Food. Show you how to use the food as the medicine. So I figured it out. I figured out how to use the food as the medicine. So therefore, type 2 diabetes doesn't exist anymore in your life. You feel what I'm saying? It's not going to exist anymore in your life. Greetings from Belgium. Shout out to Belgium. Do you have to start the challenge right away? I'm done with my master's degree in 16 days. No, you don't have to start the challenge right away. You start the challenge whenever you're ready, right? You get the challenge, and then once you get the challenge, it starts whenever you go grocery shopping. So whenever you go grocery shopping, so whether it's a week from now, 2 weeks from now, you get it the same day and you go, it's totally there. It's going to be you. It's in your portal. So you just go in and log in and you start when you're ready. Yeah. So that's it. Tell me why none of these food executives aren't in prison. Well, because it's all legal. It's legal. Shout out to Belgium. It's legal for them to manipulate the food in such a way to have you coming back for more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Right? It's illegal. There's no stipulations to it. They can make all the ultra processed junk food that they want. All right. And it's up to us as a consumer. We have to know what the hell we're eating. You know what I'm saying? How do I go live? Shout out to somebody over there. Yeah, man, I hear you. I'm type 1 diabetic. Got it. Anything for type 1 diabetes? Same thing. Same thing, right? When it comes to type 1 versus type 2 diabetes, the only difference is this. The difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, you both have high blood sugar. But the difference is, how did you get high blood sugar? Type 1 diabetic, you got high blood sugar from an autoimmune condition. It's not something it's kind of just something that happens. Usually happens when you're a kid. So that one's more of a genetic thing, right? It's more of a genetic thing. But type 2 diabetes, that's a different story. That one's different. That one's caused by us. It's caused by our lifestyles. The stuff that we neglected to do over the years causes us to become a diabetic. But if they put cyanide in someone's food, that's illegal too. Well, it's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game, Matty Ice. It's all about the money, man. Whatever makes the money go around. They don't make these foods for human health. These foods, they don't make. You think they make Ho Ho Twinkies and Little Debbies and Ding Dongs for human health? No. That's not made for human health. It's made for putting money in your pocket, and they taste delicious. Why do our bodies enjoy processed foods so much? Because they engineer the food that way. Like I told you before, I'm a mad scientist. There's a such thing as called a food scientist and a food engineer. They design the foods that way. They're engineered, literally engineered that way. They make the foods like Frankenfood, I call it. They go for something called the bliss point. This is why your body enjoys it so much, because those scientists reach the bliss point. What's the bliss point? It's something in your brain that says, ooh, keep coming back for more. I love it. Like, wow, it's so blissful. And the food scientists will make the food that way. And if they can't reach the bliss point quick enough, if it takes too long for you to say, oh my gosh, that's so delicious. If it takes too long, they'll actually go tweak the formula. It's called the bliss point. That's what people are probably doing in the lab right now as I'm speaking, trying to find your bliss point. Oh, they make it. No, They make it to make us sick to big pharmaceuticals and hospitals rich. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's not. They don't necessarily make it to make you sick. That's not their intent. Their intent is to keep you coming back for more and 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 more. And if you get sick along the way, hey, that's your prerogative, basically. It's not. They're not trying to get you sick, but it's not their intent to make you healthy. But like I said, if you get sick along the way, then hey, they're just like, whatever, you know. And then, and like you said, the pharmaceutical industry takes over from there, and it just keeps going. Yeah, it's a big old thing. Oh, that's why I love bread so much. Yeah, bread is highly processed, right? Food scientists in their lab tweaking the bliss point. If it's enriched flour, it's garbage. Yeah, prefer you stay away from the enriched flour. So how we doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, here on this Black Friday. What do we talk about? All things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things gestational diabetes. We're here on this Black Friday to get this thing knocked out. So if you're struggling with all of those conditions, like I said, if you're sick of struggling with those, this is the place that you want to be. Here's the thing about it, though. Change. For you to get what you want, for you to, let's just say if you want to get off the medication, let's just say if you want to get rid of that bottomless pit of more and more and more medication, this is some work that you're going to have to do. Something's going to have to change. How do we sign up for the 14-day challenge? 14-day challenge, you sign up here. So you click right here. You click on my picture again. So you click right here, click on my picture again. It's going to take you to my page. Where's my page? Here's my page. Let me show you where it is. Click there, click on my picture again, show you where it is. It's all linked in my bio, folks. Here it is. Here's where all that Black Friday stuff is. You see that link that I clicked that says link tree? Here it is. Same thing over here, folks. You click right here. This is on TikTok, but on my other socials as well. If you click that link, there's a link in my description. You click it, and it's going to take you to something that looks just like this. Just like this, folks. You see that? Now, there's a lot of goodies on here. There's a quiz on here. Go take that quiz. It's a free quiz that you can take. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. The master class is a free master class you can take. But that Black Friday deal right here, here it is right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Black Friday. So use that discount code BLACK25. That's the discount code for today. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a challenge. It is a challenge that says if you are struggling with, if you're sick of diabetes, type 2 diabetes running your life, if you are sick of that, then this is where you want to be. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's the problem that we're here to solve. That's the problem that this thing solves. You're not going to struggle anymore. Over 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Real food, real structure, real results. What kind of real results? Well, it's been people who have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, gotten taken off their medication. I'm not the doctor. I can't tell you to get off your medication. I don't have the audacity to do that, folks. But here's what I can tell you. It is mostly the food that you're eating that's causing your condition. The reason that your blood sugar is high, I'm going to keep it all the way a buck with you, as they say. The reason that your blood sugar is mainly high, it's predominantly from what you're eating. In this 14-day challenge, we're going to clean that up. We're going to clean up what you're eating. So therefore, you don't have to struggle with high blood sugar anymore. Can you get it? Is it registering to you? You clean up what you're eating, you clean up your blood sugar. That's as simple as that. That's how it works, folks. You don't clean up, but I can tell you this. If you don't clean up your eating, if you don't clean it up, the problem is going to persist, because what you resist, it will persist. You can take all the medications that you want, but I promise you, it ain't going to matter. It ain't going to matter until you do what you got to do. And if you don't do what you got to do, which is change what you're eating, change your lifestyle, you're going to suffer. You're going to continue to suffer until you can't suffer anymore. Who wants to do that? When all you got to do is change what's at the end of your fork, because type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition, folks. Second you realize that is when you gain great strength. It's reversible. This is the startup. The 14-day challenge is the start of that reversing it. It's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But with this Black Friday thing we got going on right now, use that discount code BLACK25, $69 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I told you, over 300 people have joined this challenge. Not everybody got the $69 rate, okay? It's normally $99 to join this 14-day challenge. But today, Black Friday, 30% off, $69 to join this challenge. Life-changing stuff. Told you, people have been taken off of their medication. People have gone from an 8 to a 6. People have been taken off of their glipizide, their GLP-1s. Heck, people have been taken off of their fast-acting insulin in 14 days. Been taking it for years. Now they're off of it. Doctor took them off. All because we changed what was at the end of their fork. We're talking about real change. Imagine actually reversing type 2 diabetes and owning your health. Imagine starting to reverse type 2 diabetes and owning your health. Imagine doing that. Heck, in the end, it's kind of where you get full control over your blood sugar. You don't have to freak out about your blood sugar anymore. Who wouldn't want to do that? Wouldn't you want to live a life where you don't freak out about your blood sugar anymore? Like Thanksgiving yesterday. I bet you freaked out a lot about your blood sugar yesterday during Thanksgiving because you get to eat a lot of food, don't you? Well, you hang out with me in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, we're going to get you to the point where you ain't freaking out about that anymore. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code, BLACK25. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. 14-day challenge is calling your name. It's BLACK25. Let's see. Let's get into some of these questions. That's where you sign up, Michelle. Got rid of mine in less than 3 months. Shout out to you, the blue faces of the blue faces got the mad. That's a real name. Let's see here. I'm pre-diabetic and they wanted to start me on metformin. I do not want to take meds. Wow. That's very interesting that you're pre-diabetic and they already want to put you on meds. Usually they wait till you get to about a 6.5. Usually they say, once you get that full-fledged diagnosis, bing, type 2 diabetes, that's when they bring out the medication. But when they say you're pre-diabetic and they're already bringing out the medication, the metformin, that's pretty, hey. But here's the thing. I noticed that you said you do not want to take meds. Well, if you do not want to take meds, something's going to have to change. Because if nothing changes, nothing is going to change. Let's just say you're pre-diabetic, Michelle, and you change nothing. And they say that they want to put you on meds. You're probably going to get put on meds because you didn't change anything. Okay? That's kind of how it works. It's simple math. But here's the thing. If you do change, now that's a whole different ball game. You're rewriting your script. 14-day challenge is that change. If you want to join that challenge, if you're ready for change, use that discount code BLACK25, $69 to join that challenge. I went from type 2 to less. I went from type 2 to less than 3 months juicing free game. Okay. Yeah. If you do juicing, a lot of people do juicing. If you can do juicing for 3 months, fantastic. Kind of like that movie, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. You know what I mean? Where he juiced for 3 months, almost 3 months. Pretty extreme. But if you can do it, hey, shout out to you. Shout out to you, boss. My friend has to take a break from her GLP-1 meds and gain so much back quickly. Yeah, thank you for saying that. It's a GLP-1s. Let's talk about it. A GLP-1 is a glucagon-like peptide number 1. What are they doing? They're manipulating your hormones. That's what they're doing. Manipulating especially insulin. So it's going to temporarily lower the stuff, temporarily lower your blood sugar, you're going to lose the weight, you're going to do all of that stuff. And that's that you might think that that's good. But here's the thing. What happens when you stop? That's a better question. What happens when you stop taking the medication? Usually everybody, the weight goes back up, the blood sugar goes back up, all of this stuff goes back up. Why does it go back up? It's because you didn't get down to the root cause of it. And what was the root cause of the insulin resistance? And what was the root cause of the insulin resistance? Oh, yeah. It was your lifestyle, the food, mainly the food that you were eating, how you were managing your stress, how you were moving your body. None of that stuff changed. So as a result, when you get off of the GLP-1s, the weight goes right back up. Isn't that the blood sugar goes right back up. So I say all that to say that there's no escaping it, folks. You can run, you can dodge, you can play dodge. You ever played dodgeball when you were a kid? Like, you can't hit me. Whoa. You played dodgeball before. That's what happens whenever you are suffering from type 2 diabetes and you try to just take more and more and more and more medication. You can dodge it for a while, but eventually you're going to get hit right inside of the head, ding, with that ball, and you're out of the game. So how do you get rid of type 2 diabetes? You got to do it. You got to get rid of it the same way that you got it. Same way that you got it. It's through your lifestyle choices. How are you managing your stress? How are you managing your activities? Especially what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. And then your sleep. Those are the areas, folks. I was at a 6.4, so I'm right about there. Yeah. If you're a 6.4, you're right about there. Okay, I see why they wanted to prescribe you a medication, because when you get to 6.5, you got that official diagnosis. But the question is, Michelle, the ball's in your court. The ball's in your court. We got that Black Friday deal. That's what it is. This is what that Black Friday deal on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 300 people have joined this thing. Getting amazing results. Let's see here. A couple of more questions. I stopped on the first dose and commenced to exercise as well, and stopped on my sugar intake. Okay. Oh, you're talking about maybe a GLP-1? Reject the medication which you never needed in the first place. That's a very good point, sharpshooter. It's a very good point. Say you never needed it in the first place. That's the same thing I believe. I believe that medication is very, very, very important. I believe it's very important, folks. So don't get it twisted. I support medication if you need it. That's the key word, though. I got you, didn't I? I got you. If. Very short word, 2 letters. If you need it. But most people don't need it. Here's what most people need to do. Most people need to change their lifestyle, need to change what's at the end of their fork. Until they do that, it's going to persist. Diabetes is going to persist. Until they do that, it's going to persist. So lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it's always got to be the lifestyle first, specifically the diet, because that's predominantly what it is. It's the same thing I did, folks. It's the same thing I did. I'm going to show you. It's the same thing I did, man. Like, let me just cut to it, show you. On this Black Friday, this beautiful Black Friday. It's the same thing I did, folks. Here it is. Here it is. It's the same thing I did. That's it. Same thing I did to get rid of my condition. I had type 2 diabetes. I had insulin resistance. You name. What else did I have? Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. The triple whammy. You see that, folks? Heart disease and a triple whammy, and all of that stuff, right? Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. That was me. Look at my belly. Look at that, folks. Before and after. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Why? It's because I did what I had to do. I did what most people won't do. What is it? What is that most people won't do? Oh, yeah, change. Yeah. That's it. Most people are like, they hate change. Who hates change? Put a me in the chat. Or raise your hand if you hate change. If you hate change, put a me in the chat. Or raise your hand. Put a me in the chat if you hate it. Who hates change, folks? Anybody hate change? Put a me in the chat. Anybody? Everybody loves change. Okay, that's different. So if everybody loves change. Honestly, yeah, honestly. What's the V, Eric Coleman? Do you hate change or do you love it? Yeah, you hate change. What do you do? Yeah, you hate change. Yeah. What did you do? I don't know anyone who enjoys change. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You don't know anyone who enjoys change. A lot of people are like, what did I do? Well, I had to change. For me to get rid of diabetes naturally, for me to get rid of heart disease naturally, for me to lose the weight naturally, something had to change. I had to change. Because if I didn't change, nothing was going to change. Let's be clear about that. Let's be crystal clear about that, folks. If I didn't change, if I didn't change, nothing was going to change. Let's just be honestly clear about that, folks. The only thing that I changed was my fuel source. I changed what I was eating from the diesel fuel to the unleaded fuel. What's the diesel fuel? Well, all the junk food, as they call it, the Ho-Ho Twinkies, the Ding Dongs, the McDonald's, the Mountain Dews, all of that stuff. And I changed over to real whole unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, leaner sources of protein. So whatever you prefer, whether it's chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish, this is what you got to change over to. And people don't like change, but for you to get rid of diabetes, this is what you're going to have to do. And I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you that. Okay? You're going to have to change. If you are ready for change, if you say, yeah, I think I'm ready for change. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to kick this type 2 diabetes to the curb. I'm sick of type 2 diabetes running my life. If you're sick of type 2 diabetes running your life, then that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is calling your name. Because it's the start of reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Keyword is start. Where is it? It's linked in my bio. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. We're talking about real change, folks. Real results. Here it is. Because people are asking, where is it? Real change, real results. You click right here. You click on my picture again. And I'm going to get back to your questions. There's a couple more questions. Do you have a meal plan for keeping insulin resistance down? I'm giving it to you right now. Here's where it is. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You click right here and you click right on my picture again. It is a nutrition blueprint. Right here. It is a nutrition blueprint. You can see that says Linktree. Boom. It is a nutrition blueprint right there. There's a lot of goodies on there. Quiz, masterclass, all that's goodies. Free stuff. But here it is right here. The nutrition blueprint right here. It's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a blueprint, nutrition blueprint. Every step is laid out for you. It's a step-by-step process. For 14 days, I'm going to literally hold your hand. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you got to eat, what you should be eating, when you should be eating, how you should be eating. It's a strategy. You follow the strategy like over 300 people have done. It's a strategy specifically for people who are suffering from high blood sugar like you are. So a lot of people, if you're here, I know that you're struggling with high blood sugar. Okay. And then I know that you're sick of type 2 diabetes running your life. All right. I know it's frustrating to deal with high blood sugar every single day. You deserve better. I just got to keep it real. You deserve something that actually works. And this 14-day challenge works because we've done it over 300 times. Myself included. I was the first guinea pig. Okay, I showed you the pictures. That's it. It's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not easy. It's a challenge. I'm challenging you to get outside of your comfort zone, because everything that you want that's where it is. It's outside of your comfort zone. It's normally $99 to join this challenge. But today, Black Friday, it's the last day of this Black Friday deal. Black 25, 30% off. $69 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, over 300 people have done. It's been people who have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. They've gotten themselves off of the freaking blood sugar roller coaster. Someone had started off and their fasting blood sugar was at a 500. 500 fasting blood sugar. On day 8, it was at a 173. On day 8 of implementing the strategy. It's a strategy, folks. It's a food strategy. What are we eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's what we're eating. You just change the order in which you eat. You do that, I promise you. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You're going to start to get your health back. You're going to start to get your life back. Diabetes ain't going to be running your life anymore. But to do that, folks, the only way to do it is to get outside of your comfort zone and to change for 14 days. If you can't get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, you may say that, yeah, I want to get off the meds. Yeah, I want to do this. But if you can't stick with it for 14 days, that means that you really didn't want it. It means that you just kind of wanted it. Because 14 days is a very short period of time to get what it is that you say that you want. Are you going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days? No. It's the start of it. It's the start of it. You want to join that challenge? Black 25. Sick of type 1. Type 1 is a whole different ball game, right? Type 1 is a whole different ball game. Yeah, type 1, that wasn't something that was really brought upon yourself. Type 2 is, but type 1 is an autoimmune condition. You can manage type 1 quite well by what you're eating, your lifestyle, because that's how you control it, by what you're eating, how you're moving your body. That's how you control it. What is carb tolerance? Well, carb tolerance is how your body handles carbohydrates. Right? You ever want a CGM? If I eat some white rice, and you eat some white rice, what's going to happen to my blood sugar versus what happens to your blood sugar? I may be perfectly fine. It may go up, come down, and be back in the normal range. But you eat some white rice, and man, it could send yours to the freaking moon, and it won't come back. You know what I'm saying? So it's about your carb tolerance. How do your cells handling the carbohydrate, your carb load, basically? You wear a CGM, you will see what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat certain foods. That's why I don't go for the whole everybody should eat under 30 grams of carbohydrates a day. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe in you should just eat under 30 grams of carbohydrates a day. I believe that, like you said, your carb tolerance, like what can your body handle? How insulin sensitive are you? I have type 2 diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes and you want to join, today's the day today, because we're doing the Black Friday deal. If you want to join that 14-day challenge, use that discount code BLACK25. BLACK25 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? Talking about real change. We ain't just putting a Band-Aid on it. We're going to get down to the root cause of it. So that's the start of it. It's 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code BLACK25. What's the coupon code to get the live discount code trying to purchase? BLACK25, one word. BLACK25, one word. Use that discount code. It's a Black Friday deal, 30% off, $69 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, if that is the problem, if diabetes is the problem that you are having, comfort isn't the solution. Change is. Comfort ain't the solution, folks. You dealt with that. How long have you been? How long have you been in since you got your diagnosis? How long have you been comfortable, folks? That's a good question. How long have you been comfortable? Probably since you got it, or even before that. But that ain't. I know it feels good, man. I know comfort feels good. I know it's a beautiful place. But it ain't the solution, man. I promise you. For things to change, you're going to have to change. Or else it's going to persist. Because what you resist, guess what? It will persist. Did you know that? I don't know if you know that or not. Write that one down. It's a little rhyme, a little nursery rhyme. What you resist will persist. A little nursery rhyme. I'm taking you back to school, folks. What is it that you're resisting? Change. Why are we resisting change? Because it's uncomfortable. And I get it. Change is uncomfortable. But you got to say, listen, I've got freaking high blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes. I'm sick of it running my life. It's kicking my butt. So if I stay comfortable, if I don't do what I got to do, guess what? It's going to continue to kick my butt. And who wants to have diabetes continue to kick their butt when you don't have to? Because it's a very reversible condition. So now you're stuck with a choice. Do you change or do you don't change? Because I'm going to tell you, like I told you before, everything that you want and you don't have it yet, it's on the other side of something hard. It's outside of your comfort zone. And how do you get it? How do you get what it is that you want? Here's how you get it. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. Because everything that you want, it'll be right there. When you step outside of your comfort zone, freedom from diabetes, it will be right there. But until then, what you resist will persist. And shout out to somebody that's joining the challenge. Shout out to you for getting that challenge. Shout out to you for joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I promise you, your life is never going to look the same. Your blood sugar is not going to look the same because this is the start of the new you. So you're going to be, let's just say today is what? The 28th. Let's just say now you're going to be you're like 30 something days ahead of the people who are going to start on January 1st. You know, it's going to be a lot of people on January 1st that say, you know what? I'm going to start on January 1st because that's my New Year's resolution. A lot of people have a lot of New Year's resolution on January 1st. But by the time February comes, you'll be like, yo, what happened to your New Year's resolution? Well, yeah, about that. But if you start now, you're going to have a freaking month and something head start on those people who are going to wait till January 1st. You ain't got to wait until January 1st because diabetes, I'm going to tell you, folks, diabetes doesn't care about January 1st. Diabetes doesn't care about, high blood sugar doesn't care about it. January 1st, your New Year's resolution. All it knows is it's there right now. It's high right now. That's what it knows. And somebody else just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you, Neo. I purchased it. I can't go back. I won't go back. I'm serious about getting the weight off. Man, shout out to you, Neo. You become the one. I like that name, Neo, the one. You know Neo from the Matrix. You are the one. You are the one in your family that's going to change the whole trajectory. That's a beautiful name. You've seen The Matrix. Neo became the one. He changed the whole trajectory of everything. You're going to be the one in your family. Because here's why. I want you to remember this one, Neo. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. You put a stop to it. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. You, Neo. It ran into you. And you became the one. You're the one who's stopping freaking bullets. You're the one who's dodging freaking bullets. You know what I'm saying? You're the one. Shout out to you. And shout out to somebody else that's got the challenge. Shout out to you too. Shout out to you too for joining that challenge. I'm new here. Shout out to my new folks. Do me a favor, put new in the chat if you're new. I'm new. What's the challenge? The challenge is for people who, okay, Michelle, shout out to you for joining the challenge. The challenge is for people who are struggling with type 2 diabetes. If you're sick of type 2 diabetes running in a life, then that's the problem that we're here to solve. Because I totally get how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar every single day. So that's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, everything's laid out for you. All of the meals are laid out for you. All of the recipes, all that stuff. It's a strategy. You follow this 14-day strategy. All nutrition, all food, real whole unprocessed foods. Because that's what it takes to reverse the condition, eating real food. If you ain't eating real food, you ain't reversing type 2 diabetes. I can promise you that. So that's what it is. It's a nutrition blueprint to get you out of that bottomless pit of more and more medication. Doing a Black Friday deal right now. It's normally $99 to join this 14-day challenge, which over 300 people have joined. Michelle being one of the latest. Over 300 people have joined this challenge. It's been people who have been taken off of their medication after 14 days. It's been people by the doctor. It's a nutrition blueprint. You want to join that challenge? It's linked in my bio. Use that discount code BLACK25, which people are using. Everybody's using it right now. BLACK25, 30% off, $69 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's normally $99, but you use that discount code $79. Bristol, you just got the challenge. Shout out to you, Bristol. Shout out to you. Kelley London, that's a nice name, Kelley, by the way. If you are ready to join the challenge, say you're ready to join. If you say that's you, I'm ready. Use that discount code BLACK25. It's linked in my bio. Well, that's the discount code, the 14-day challenge. It's linked in my bio. Use that discount code BLACK25. $69 to join that challenge. Shout out to Jamaica. What's going on, man? How's everything going in Jamaica, man? After that big storm that y'all had, man. I hope y'all clean up, man. All the best, all the prayers for y'all down in Jamaica, man. Hopefully everything is good. Because I seen it on the TV, man. I seen that storm is pretty real. So shout out to you down there in Jamaica. Now let's get back to this little thing that we were talking about earlier, folks. Change is freaking hard. Let's talk more about that, because I know that that's what's holding a lot of people back. You may say, yeah, I want to get off the medication. I'm sick of type 2 diabetes running my life. I want to do all of this stuff. That's a lot of good stuff that you want to do. You want to be able to, hang out with your kids and be able to, walk your kid down the aisle one day. You want to be able to do all of this stuff. You want to be able to run and play and be active. You want to do all that stuff. You just want to live your life. You don't want to have inflammation. You don't want to have no neuropathy and all that stuff. Like, that's a good dream to have. But for that dream to come true, you got to do something. Or else it's just a freaking dream. What is it that you got to do? Oh, yeah, you got to change. What do you got to change? What's at the end of your fork, basically, where it starts? What you're eating is where it starts. And I get it. Change is hard. It's real, real hard. But staying stuck is harder. Staying stuck with high blood sugar every single day, okay, that's harder than change. And nobody wants to change. Like, man, I don't want to change. Get kicked. When I tell people about change, they tell me to go kick rocks. They'll say that they want to get their blood sugar down, but I tell them it's going to take some change. They're like, deuces, kick rocks, Kelley. I ain't changing. It's like, well, you want to know what that's called? You want to know what that's called? If you want something, but you're not willing to put in the work. You want to know what that's called, folks? That's called lust. Lust is wanting something and not being willing to put in the work. So when it comes to type 2 diabetes and getting rid of our high blood sugar every single day, let's not lust over that, folks. Now is not the season for lusting. Now is the season for acting. Now is the season for acting. You got to act. Because if you don't, it's just a freaking dream. That's all it is. Just a dream. How's everybody doing? My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. If you're just joining us, put a new in the chat. Put new in the chat if you're new. For all my new folks, if you just joining us, you'd be like, yo, who's this guy? I never heard of this guy before. Never seen this guy. What the hell is he talking about? Well, my name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes. All of this stuff is related to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a monster. It's taken over. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body, folks. And if you're insulin resistant, man, I cannot express to you or describe to you how serious of a condition that is. The higher your A1C is, the more serious, the more insulin resistant you are. Insulin, most important hormone in the body. It's responsible for putting the energy into the cells so that you can move about your day. You see how I'm doing this little thing with my fingers? I can't do this without insulin. I can't blink my eyes or talk to y'all without insulin and blood sugar. I can't. You need insulin. You need blood sugar and you need insulin. Those two things. It's vital. And if you're insulin resistant, again, I cannot express to you how serious of a condition that is. You want to know where heart disease comes from that I had? Oh, yeah. Insulin resistance. You want to know why I was obese? Oh, yeah, insulin resistance. You want to know why people have erectile dysfunction? Insulin resistance. You want to know why people have PCOS? Oh, yeah, insulin resistance. You want to know why people have all this inflammation in their body and their joints are hurting and all that stuff? Oh, yeah, insulin resistance. Because it runs everything. You fix the insulin resistance, you fix blood sugar, and you fix everything. High blood pressure. You ever notice anybody that has high blood pressure? If you've got high blood pressure, insulin resistance is the root cause of it. It's crazy work, man. I'm telling you. But here's the thing, though. Imagine a life where you're not just managing type 2 diabetes. You're mastering your health. Imagine that life. You ain't just managing, because that's what a lot of people do. We just manage it. We just manage the condition. But what if you could master your health? Because you fix insulin resistance, you're mastering your whole health. I told you everything stemmed from insulin resistance, didn't I? All the other conditions stems from insulin resistance. You fix that, whoo! And that's what we're doing in this 14-day challenge. We are going to target insulin resistance. So at the end, here's what. At the end, you'll have the kind of control where you never have to freak out about blood sugar again. Can you imagine that type of control? Now that's a different type of control where you ain't never got to worry about blood sugar ever again. Ever again. Now you can just go to and have Thanksgiving dinner. Remember Thanksgiving dinner yesterday? I don't know if you remember, but yesterday you probably had Thanksgiving dinner, didn't you? And probably one of the things that you're probably worried about was your blood sugar, wasn't it? Okay. I know it was. Because what do you got at Thanksgiving dinner? You got the stuffing, you got the cornbread, you got what else you got? You got the candied yams. Okay. You got the macaroni and cheese. Yeah, you had it all, didn't you? Gunzo. And I bet you, you worried about your blood sugar, didn't you? Right after you ate it all, I bet you like, damn. Or the worry kicked in, like, oh, shucks. Didn't you? A little, yeah. A little, you worried about it. Yeah, I know you did. But what if you get to the point where you get so insulin sensitive, you master this thing so well that you ain't even got to worry about it a little? You don't even have to worry about it a little. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That is going to be the start of you reversing type 2 diabetes naturally, folks. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. You fix the diet and lifestyle first, then you can fix everything else. But that's it, folks. It's the diet. It's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. A lot of people ask me, what did I take? What did I take? They like, Kelley, they corner me. Did you take Manjaro? Did you take metformin? Like, what the hell did you take, brother? We want to know. And I just tell them, listen, man, I changed my lifestyle. I changed what I was eating. And you change what and I started moving my body and I started doing all of this stuff. And next thing you know, I didn't have diabetes anymore, heart disease and obesity. Do you know when I tell people that, especially when I go to the VA, when I tell people how I did it, and a lot of people ask how I did it, most people tell me they leave my presence so quickly. They leave quickly. They're like, oh hell, man, I thought you was gonna give me like the latest and greatest medication. But it is that is the latest and greatest medication. It's called the food, because here it is. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. Grasp that concept, folks. If you don't remember anything that I tell you, grasp this concept. It's a concept that's been going around for a while. It's not nothing new, but here it is. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. You grasp that concept, diabetes will cease to exist in your life. If everybody ate real whole unprocessed foods most of the time, cut out the junk food, they did that most of the time. Do you know that diabetes will cease to exist? Type 2 diabetes would cease to exist. If people eat real whole unprocessed foods, there would be no such thing as like a doctor who handles diabetes, who specializes in diabetes. There would be no need for people like me. Check it out. You want to hear a fun fact? I help people reverse type 2 diabetes naturally. But here's the thing. You want to know how you can get rid of my job? How my job could go away is if people ate real whole unprocessed foods: fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, and beans, and leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, whatever you prefer. And they cut out the crap. You can make my job go away. You can make doctor's job go away. You can make metformin go away. Did you know that metformin would go away? It would cease to exist if people ate like that. The medical industry would freaking crumble. It will crumble if people change their lifestyle. But that's not the case. That ain't the medical industry is thriving, folks. It's thriving. There ain't no shortage of money. I'm talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars. Treating type 2 diabetes with all these different medications and all that stuff. I mean, it's thriving. The Manjaros and all that. I mean, it's booming. Why is it booming? All because of one little thing. One little thing that this industry is booming. We can make it crumble. But it's booming because everybody refuses to change. Everybody does. They refuse to change. And when you refuse to change, that money just cha-ching, 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 ching, 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 ching. But if you can throw a whole wrench in their plans if you change. What's at the end of your fork? You change your lifestyle. You can throw a wrench in their plan. You can save money. You can save the money in your pocket. And you can live your life happily ever after. You can live your life happily ever freaking after. But for things to change, you are going to have to change. But if you don't change, things are going to stay the same. I promise you. I put that on everything. November 28th, 2025. You can write this down. Kelley said, for things to change, I'm going to have to change. Because if I don't change, nothing is going to change. You know what? Something is going to change. The only thing that's going to change is my prescription. Here's the thing. If you don't change, folks, which I know a lot of people don't, most people don't want to do, but you got to do it. If you don't change, the only thing that's going to change in 5 years or however long you've been dealing with diabetes, if you don't change, you want to know what's going to change? The only thing that's going to change is your prescription. That's it. You ever noticed that? I don't know if you noticed or not. But in the last, maybe, I don't know how long you had diabetes, but let's say maybe like 5-10 years or whatever. What's changed in the last 5-10 years? Ask yourself a real question. What's changed? Seriously. Well, the only thing that's changed is you got a different prescription. You got a bigger and better and badder prescription. And maybe they added more on top of it. Maybe you had like 5 prescriptions now because all the other prescriptions, they ain't really working anymore because your body's built up a tolerance to all those medications. But you want to know something cool and you want to know a fun fact? Your body cannot build up a tolerance to lifestyle changes. Your body can't build up a tolerance to putting good food in your body, running on a good fuel source. Your body can't build up a tolerance to that. It can't build up a tolerance to you properly managing your stress. It can't build a tolerance to you moving your body. It can't build a tolerance to you clean eating real whole unprocessed food. It can't build up a tolerance to that. And it can't build up a tolerance to you getting effective sleep every single night because that's the real medicine. That's the real medicine. It's right there in front of you. You know how they say if it were a snake, it would have bit you? If it were a snake, the solution to your problem of diabetes running your life, if diabetes is, put a me in the chat if diabetes is running your life. Raise your hand and put a me in the chat. If this thing is running your life, put a me in the chat. Right? And I'm going to tell you what the real solution is. Let's see. People want a quick fix. Yeah, they do. I now have a reason bigger than myself. That's why I want change. These tools are the blueprint. Yeah, Neo. Shout out to you, Neo. Oh, you joined the challenge, right? Yeah, shout out to you, Neo. That's it. It sounds like you've gotten to that point. The reason that you joined the challenge sounds like you've gotten to the point where you've got enough reasons. Because, like I tell everybody, reasons come first, answers come second. If you've got enough reasons, you can bear almost anyhow. You can find a solution if you've got enough reasons. But if you don't have enough reasons, here's what we'll make up. We'll make up an excuse. If we don't have enough reasons, we'll make up an excuse. But if you've got enough reasons, you'll find a way. If you want it, here's the thing. If you want it, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. That's just how it goes. Do my gym habits have to change? Everything's got to change, right? But it starts one step at a time. Step number one, start changing. It's what you're eating. Step number one, it's what you're eating. We can talk about the gym a little bit later, but let's fix what you're eating first, because that's what's causing it. It's predominantly what it is. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. It could be lack of movement, like you're saying, going to the gym. That could be one of them. It could be stress management. You're not managing your stress. It could be you're not sleeping right. It could be you're drinking too much alcohol. It could be a lot of things, but it's predominantly what you're eating. And let me say eating and drinking. Let me say that. It's what you're eating and drinking. In the 14-day challenge, that's what we're doing. We're cleaning up what you're eating. We're going to clean it all up. And if you clean up what you're eating in as little as 14 days, magical things will start to happen. And as little as some people, as little as 3 days, hell. 5 to 7 days is when the cravings start to go away. You got a lot of cravings. Food noise. The food noise is ridiculous. Like, food noise. That usually goes away 5 to 7 days, starts to go away. Join that 14-day challenge. It's linked in my bio. You click right here. You click on my picture again. Use that discount code. What is it? Black25. That's it. $69, 30% off to join that challenge. I was able to get off meds in 2 weeks of fasting. My insulin sensitivity is so good now. Yeah, 2 weeks. That's all it takes, man. 2 weeks is all it takes. It didn't even take that long, hell. But that's the start of it. It starts within days. But during these 14 days, can you go to the gym? Yes, you can go to the gym. Yes, you go to the gym. You go to the gym. Well, all we're changing is what you're eating. You continue to go to the gym. If you've been going to the gym, you go to the gym. You go to the gym. When I was doing my process, when I went through mine, I was going to the gym like a madman. Hey, yeah. So yes, go to the gym during the 14 days. Absolutely. It's even going to be even better. What do you do after the 14 days? After the 14 days, Bristol, it's called Beyond the Challenge. Beyond the Challenge, that is true transformation. Let me show you. Here's true transformation right here. This was me. This was me. Then my transformation. Did it take me 14 days to lose all this weight? No, it didn't take me 14 days to lose all this weight. It didn't take me 14. That was over a year, right? To lose the weight. To go from obese to from an extra large to a small. It took me a year. Right? But after the 14 days, Beyond the Challenge, that's true transformation. We go through you hang out with me for another 8 weeks, and we go through all of the areas: stress management, activity, especially eating and sleeping. Those 4 areas. That's what we count. That's what we go over for 8 weeks. There's people in Beyond the Challenge. They're 2 months in, 45 pounds down. 45 pounds down in 2 months. 30 pounds down in 2 months. Somebody else. $30 pounds down. Okay. 45 pounds down. 2 months. Yeah. Yes, enjoy the hunger pains. You don't have to have hunger pains, right? It's all about if you load up on some protein, you ain't got to have no hunger pains. You're going to feel satiated throughout the whole day. So it's very important how you start your day. Load your day up with some protein. Type 2 and keto and walk mile most days. What else can I do? Type 2, eat keto, walk a mile most days. There's stress management, and then there's activity. When it comes to activity, recommend you throw some strength training in there. Walking is okay. All right. Walking is okay. but you really want to push your body. You want to make your body to moderate intensive movement. Moderate intensive movement. So pick up the pace a little bit. Start hitting the weights. Start doing some body movement. Strength training is going to be very, very vital. When it comes to insulin sensitivity and when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes, strength training is going to be a big factor. So loading up on protein is going to be a big factor. So walking alone is probably not going to do it. You have to pick up the pace. Damn, look at the change. Shout out to you, Michelle. That's how you're going to look, Michelle. You hang out, you already joined the challenge. And then you're going to, after that, I know you're going to love the challenge, 14 days. After that, I know you're going to go beyond the challenge. That's where true transformation begins. True transformation begins. Eating the same recipe. No, you don't have to eat the same recipe. You don't have to eat the same recipe. There's a whole bunch of variety. There's a variety. You can make a whole bunch of stuff out of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak. And you can make a whole bunch of recipes. May I ask, do you end up with a lot of loose skin after the loss? No, I didn't because we're losing it naturally. And we're going to throw some strength training in here. You throw strength training in there, start loading up on the protein, start building muscle. You don't happen to have any loose skin. You see me? I don't have any loose skin. It's what happens is when people lose the weight real quick and they don't build any muscle, and then their elasticity goes down and they lose all their muscle, and then it just gets all flabby. And that's usually what happens when people take, Mounjaros and the metformin. In the GLP ones, they don't actually do the strength training. You got to do the strength training. How do I join? You join by clicking right up here, and then you click on my picture again. That's how you join. Here's how you join that 14-day challenge. We're using that. We're today is Black Friday. Black Friday today. Use that discount code BLACK25. But here it is. Here's how you join. If you click right here, and then you click on my picture again, you're gonna see my picture again, right? Here it is. So click right here. You see that link that says Linktree? Click that link that says Linktree. There it is. It's a lot of goodies on here, folks. Quiz, masterclass. I'm pointing you in the right direction. It's like Disney World for a diabetic. But here's the thing right here. 14-day challenge is right here. This is the one that you want. This is the one that's going to put you over the threshold, right? What threshold is that? It's been a lot of people who have joined this challenge and gotten taken their A1C down from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Someone's blood sugar was at a 500 on day 8. It was at a 173. It's been people who are over 400. Now they're under 100 after the 14-day challenge. Why? It's because it is a blueprint. It is a system. It is a strategy. Nutrition strategy. It's $99 to join that challenge. Normally, $99. But if you use that discount code, the live discount code, BLACK25, that's what it is, BLACK25, 30% discount today. $69 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? Your life ain't going to be the same. Your blood sugar ain't going to be the same. Things are going to change. I know you're avoiding change, and a lot of people avoid change. You do this 14-day challenge, something's going to change. What's going to change? Your fasting blood sugar is going to change. Your A1C is going to change. That's what's going to change. That's what's going to change. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code, BLACK25. Should I stop metformin? I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you to get off of your metformin. But here's what I can tell you. Can't tell you to get off your medication, but what I can tell you, the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. You start eating the right foods, you're going to notice that your blood sugar is changing. It's going to start trending downward. That's what you're going to notice every day. It's trending down. That's when you call your doc, like, yo, doc, what's up with this? I changed what I was eating, man. That's what it was. What's up with this metformin? Should I stay on it or not? Or what's up? That's a conversation between you and your doctor. I'm not the doctor. I don't have the audacity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so arrogant to take you off your medication. I can't do that, but the doctor can. I can change, but I can tell you it's what you're eating that's causing your high blood sugar. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for informing us. You're quite welcome. I'll be in touch. I'll pick up the challenge consistently when I graduate on the 17th. Can't wait. Yeah. Can't wait for you to join too. Well, you joined already, but that you log in. You got your login details. Make sure you log in and all that stuff. It'll be there waiting for you in your challenge portal. So just go in there and log in. Got to run. All right. Shout out to you, Michelle. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Congratulations. I know it's going to be awesome for you. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. Whoo, sky's the limit. I know it. I know it. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions on about this type 2 diabetes things or where you join the challenge or any of that? Check it out. Okay, no chat, no questions. Here's the thing though. Comes to type 2 diabetes. We're talking about change because that's what you're going to have to do. It sounds like a broken record, but that's what you're going to have to do. But here's the thing about change. If you don't change, the consequence is that diabetes is going to run the show. But if you do change, you take the wheel. If you don't change, diabetes is going to run the freaking show. And you don't want diabetes running your damn show. Because you ain't going to like where it takes you. Where's it going to take you? To a place you don't want to go? But if you do change, you take the damn wheel and you go where the hell you want to go. Not where it wants you to go. Where it wants you to go is to a freaking early grave. That's where it wants you to go. Because that's what it means to have a high A1C. The higher your A1C is, the faster you got a date with the Grim Reaper. It's the easiest way I can say it. The higher your A1C is, the faster you've got a date with the Grim Reaper. You don't want to go there. You don't want that fast date. You want to be the one in control. Be like, listen, we're all aging. I'm aging. You're aging. We're all going to leave this earth. But how quickly you leave this earth, barring anything catastrophic, how quickly you leave this earth is dependent specifically upon that A1C number. That A1C number is a very important number because it's attached to your hemoglobin. Ever heard of hemoglobin A1C? Yeah. It's real. That hemoglobin is your life force, folks. That's what hemoglobin is. It's the life that you breathe. Oxygen-rich red blood cells. Hemoglobin. A1C. Is it starting to click? A1C, hemoglobin, life, breath, oxygen-rich blood, longevity, how long you stay on this earth. You want to live 10 years longer, 15 years longer? You get your A1C right. You bring your A1C back to the normal range. That's how you add years back to your life. What's up, Becky Bex? I'm just glad Thanksgiving food is only once a year. Yeah, once a year. Once a year, Thanksgiving food. But there is Christmas coming up, though, Becky Bex. So it's kind of like the holiday season. You know what I'm saying? We kind of eat similar stuff that we do on Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. But yeah, the holiday season can be treacherous. You got to know how to navigate it, though. 6.5, 3 months ago. Since then, 23 pounds down. No bread, pasta, or sweets. Exercise, hopefully down now. Yeah. If you were 6.5, 3 months ago and you're down 23 pounds, yeah, your A1C is definitely changed. Okay. Yeah, you don't lose that kind of weight and your A1C doesn't change. It's going to change. 23 pounds is significant. Just like Becky Bex. How many pounds are you down, Becky Bex? You're down, what, 22, 23? Shout out to you. I hope to do better at Christmas. All good. All good, right? Get back on the train. Get back on and start maintaining your pace. You know how we always talk about. is maintaining your pace. You fall off a little bit, you get right back up, and you just start. You knock the dust off, and you maintain your pace. That's what you do. Shout out to y'all, folks. My name's Kelley. You're certified. If you're just joining us, put a new in the chat. If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. We just got a couple of new folks in. It just jumped up a little bit. So my name's Kelley, straight out of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, like all of this stuff that's related to insulin resistance. Right now, folks, we got this Black Friday deal going on. What's the Black Friday deal? Oh yeah, for type 2 diabetes. If you're sick of type 2 diabetes running your life, if you're sick of it, that's the problem that we're here to solve. Because I totally get it, how frustrating it is to have type 2 diabetes, to have high blood sugar every single day. Like, I get it. Because I had high blood sugar every single day. I had diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I know a thing or two about it. So that's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, specifically for those people who are struggling every single day with high blood sugar. If you're struggling with high blood sugar every day, if that's you, then the 14-day challenge is calling your name. Now, it's real. Here's what you're going to get. Real change. We ain't slapping a Band-Aid on it. Imagine a life where you reverse type 2 diabetes and you just not managing it. You reversed it. You got your life back. Can you imagine that life? Where you get your life back instead of just struggling with this condition all day, every single day. And at the end, you want to know what happens at the end? You don't ever have to worry about your blood sugar again. You ain't got to worry about the holiday season coming around and you have to worry about your blood sugar because you couldn't eat what you wanted to eat because you got to worry about your freaking blood sugar. If you're ready to be done with all of that, if that's you, if you're ready to be done with all of that, then the 14-day challenge is calling your name. Black Friday deal today. It's normally $99. You join that challenge. If you use the discount code BLACK25, that's it, BLACK25, you join the 14-day challenge, 30% off. It's $69 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where over 300 people have joined this challenge. It is called the challenge because it's designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. That's why it's called the challenge. You step outside of your comfort zone, magical freaking things will happen. Like someone did. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. I know that if you show up and you do the work, you follow the strategy to the T, to the letter, you're going to be just like everybody else. Over 300 people. People have been taken, not everybody, but some people have been taken off of their medication. Some people have been their doctor drastically reduced their medication. So shout out to you for taking a chance upon yourself. Sounds like you're telling me that change isn't just, you don't just desire change. You're going to be the change. You are the change. Because freaking change is hard, man. Nobody likes change. Every human beings, two things. The only reason that people will change, two reasons. We hate change so much, folks, that the only time that we will change is these two reasons. This is the only two times that we will change. These are facts. These are fun facts. Only two times. Time number one is when people will change, is when they're in enough pain. If you're in enough pain, you will change. Okay? If it just got so painful, you're like, man, my situation is so painful that I'm backed into a corner. My only option is to change. Time number two. Second time that people will change. The only two times that people will change. Pain, number one. Second one, the fear of future pain. Okay? The fear of diabetes in the future If you lie awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future, that's painful, isn't it? It's real painful. Just staring up, looking at the ceiling like, damn, diabetes is freaking stealing my future. I ain't going to be able to, I don't have many more years left on this earth, man. Damn. I'm 65 years old. I probably ain't got but a couple more years left. Because diabetes is running my damn life. That's when people will change, when we get in enough pain. So, but folks, don't let it get to that. I know I'm sound like a broken record. I know most people ain't gonna listen to this, but because I know how hard change is. But folks, please don't let it get to that, man. When you hit rock bottom, then you decide to change. When they say, okay, it's time to amputate. When it's time to amputate, you be like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should change. No. Let's not let it get there. Okay? Let's do something about it beforehand. You've got the power, because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. This is a reversible, preventable condition. You do not have to lose your life 15, 20 years too soon for something because you didn't want to change. That's crazy to me. I think that's crazy. That's like you're extreme. That's extreme. You would rather lose your life than to change? Jeez. That's commitment. So but here's the thing, folks. You cannot become a prisoner to your preferences. Don't do it. Don't become a prisoner to your preferences. You've got the power. Let's see if we got any questions. So how can you know? So, sir, how can you know you have or get diabetes? Well, you're probably going to have some signs early on. Constant urination. Maybe you got some black spots around your neck. Maybe you're always tired. Maybe you're thirsty sometimes. You know, these are some of the signs that you'll see. But how you know is if you go to the doctor. You go to the doctor and get an A1C test. You can do an A1C. We're going to find out where your A1C is. That's step number one. And then your fasting blood sugar. We're going to find out where that is. That's going to determine if you're struggling with diabetes or not. It's between you and your doctor. They'll diagnose you. And when they diagnose you, here's what they're going to do. The very next thing is they're going to give you a prescription. Once you get your diagnosis, the very next thing is going to say, congratulations. Here's your consolation prize. Metformin. Just like it was for me. What's the challenge? It's a 14-day blueprint, nutrition blueprint to get you outside of your comfort zone. 14-day blueprint that says, why am I getting you outside of your comfort zone? Because it's what you're eating. It's a nutrition blueprint. The challenge is to get you to eat real, whole, unprocessed foods for 14 days. You do that. You follow this system that I created. You follow this strategy for 14 days. Eating real, whole, unprocessed food. We're cutting out all the junk food for 14 days. You do that. And if you're suffering from diabetes, type 2 diabetes, you're going to notice in 14 days and day 15, you're going to notice that your blood sugar looks a whole lot different. How much different? Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 9.5 to a 6.5, right? 3 points. From someone from a 500 fasting blood sugar on day 8, they were at a 173, over 300 points on day 8. So that's what the challenge is. It's a nutrition blueprint. Everything's laid out for you. All the recipes and everything is all laid out for you. All you got to do is do the work. I did all the work for you. I did all the planning and all of that stuff. And you just got to show up and do the work. If you do that, that's what magic happens. So that's the 14-day challenge. It's linked in my bio. If you click right here, click on my picture again, that's where it's linked. Use that discount code BLACK25. That's today's discount code. BLACK25. Use that discount code. Woo, $69 to join the challenge. Oh, you mean berberine? I got you. Berberine and fiber supplements will slow down the glucose absorption and help diabetes. Yeah, those are great. Fiber is fantastic. Where do you get all the fiber from? Oh yeah, the fruits and the vegetables. Fruits and the vegetables. A lot of the vegetables. That's where you get. That's where the only place where you get fiber from, folks. Is beans and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. This is the only place that you get fiber from. So that's why you want to eat a lot of vegetables, folks. Eat more plants. You want to add a lot more plants into your life. You go into the store and you see all those different colors of orange and greens and purples and reds and blacks, all those different colors of food, of vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Get a lot of different colors. Whenever you go to the grocery store, next time you go to the grocery store, get at least 3 of those colors. So whether it's orange, whether it's yellow, whether it's green, get at least 3 colors. Different nutrient profiles, different fibers. And beans, folks, beans are going to, talking about fiber, beans are going to be your best friend. If you're suffering from high blood sugar, folks, believe it or not, beans are going to be your best friend. People are like, well, whenever I eat beans, it makes my blood sugar rise. Well, slowly. And the more you eat them, the better it gets. Trust me. Okay? Doing my transformation, man, in the beginning, I ate a whole hell of a lot of beans. Big pots of beans. No fiber supplements. You don't have to take fiber supplements. If you eat the fiber, like I'm telling you, beans, you don't have to supplement fiber. You eat fiber. Because all the supplements are straight up trash. The real fiber is in those fruits and vegetables, in those beans. That's the real fiber. And those seeds, like chia seeds. That's where the real fiber hangs out. Not in Metamucil. Metamucil, it ain't what you want. Beans, the magical fruit, the more you eat. Yeah, exactly. They are very, very magical. Especially if you have high blood sugar. It's true. I ate nothing but chicken, fish, beans, veggies, and some fruit. 1 year, no diabetes. That's it. That's a nice name too, by the way, Kelley. That's it. That's the magic formula right there. What you just said right there is diabetes is going to cease to exist in your body. You eat that way, Kelley. Right? And sure enough, like you said, it's ceased to exist in your body, right? Exactly. Same thing that happened to me. After a year, no more diabetes, none of that. No more heart disease. All the stuff went away. Because like I told y'all before, folks, it's what you're eating. I don't know how to simply say it any simpler than that. If you ever wanted to who's ever had plans of getting rid of diabetes, put a me in the chat. If you've ever had plans of reversing type 2 diabetes, put a me in the chat. If you've ever had, that's something that maybe you ever wanted to do, or maybe it came across your mind, or even if it hasn't crossed your mind, is it something that you may want to do? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you ever want to reverse this condition. Let me see how many me's we got. Me. Yup. Good morning. New here. Yup. Which beans? Beans, red beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, chickpeas, these kind of beans. Been trying for years. So, Jess, see, if you've been trying for years, you're in the right spot because you're struggling with it. It sounds like you're sick of it. If you've been trying for years, we're going to switch the whole thing up. We're not going to try anymore. You hang out with me for 2 weeks because I get how frustrating it is to have type 2 diabetes. I get how frustrating it is to wake up and have high blood sugar every day because I dealt with it. I was a diabetic. I dealt with it. So why I created the 14-day challenge. Created a 14-day challenge specifically for people just like you who have been trying and trying and trying. It's the start of reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. That's what the 14-day challenge is. Are you going to reverse it in 14 days? No, it's the start of it. Now we're talking real change. And now imagine actually reversing type 2 diabetes and owning your health. Can you imagine that? Actually reversing it and owning your daggone health instead of it owning you? Whoo. Yeah. In the end, you ain't got to worry. You not, and when it's all said and done, you're not going to have to worry about your blood sugar being on that roller coaster every single day. In the end, that's what's ahead. That's what's ahead of you. That's what's ahead of you. A life filled with you ain't got to abundance, and you ain't got to worry about your freaking blood sugar, freaking out about it all the time. But for you to do that, for you to get that, you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to stand out. You're gonna have to get outside of your comfort zone. That's what you're gonna have to do. Because that's the only way that you're going to do it. If you're ready to get outside of your comfort zone, the 14-day challenge is calling your name. If you're ready to stop the high blood sugar every single day, then the 14-day challenge is calling your name. Where is it? It's right here. You click right here. You click on my picture again. Show you where it is. So click right here. Click on my picture again. Here it is right here. Oops. Here it is right here. There you see that link that I clicked? That link that says Linktree. Same thing over my other socials. If you click on that link, it says Linktree. It's going to take you right here. Here's where all the goodies are, folks. 14-day challenge. There's a quiz masterclass right here. 14-day challenge is right here. That orange one right there. So there's 14-day blood sugar reset, which over 300 people have joined, by the way, have accepted this challenge. Over 300 in the last couple of months. Been people getting amazing results. There's been people who've been taken off of their medication after joining this challenge by the doctor. I can't take them off their medication, but this is the power of food, because the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. You grasp that concept, that simple concept, I promise you'll be amazed how powerful food is. Most people think it's just food. Like when we ate Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, it wasn't just food, folks. That's power. Food is the power. That's the medicine. It's $99 to join this challenge. This nutrition blueprint. It's a blueprint. I'm going to walk you. I'm going to hold your hand for 14 days. It's a strategy, a proven strategy. It's $99 to join that challenge normally. But today, Black Friday, use that discount code BLACK25, 30% off, $69 to join the 14-day challenge. It's a live discount code, BLACK25. You use that at checkout right here. Use it. Next screen. It's going to drop the price down 30% off, $69. $69 for the rest of, for the start of reversing type 2 diabetes. That's what it is. $69 to start reversing type 2 diabetes. Start, keyword. Are you going to reverse it after 14 days? No, you ain't going to reverse it after 14 days. It's going to take at least 4 months for us to see the overall picture. But in 14 days, you can do a whole lot of damage. Good damage. You can put a dent in your overall A1C. The food noise, on average, day 5, day 7, the food noise, the cravings start to go away. No more food cravings, no more food noise. That's how quickly your body wants to heal. That is the power of this 14-day challenge. In this 14-day challenge, the food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. If you are ready for change, if you say, that is me, diabetes is my problem, I need to know how to fix it, 14-day challenge is where you start. Use that discount code BLACK25. Let's see. I'm interested in fat loss. Are you also a trainer offline? Yes, I am. I help people lose weight as well, right? My focus is type 2 diabetes, but along with that comes weight loss. Along with that, when you fix your blood sugar, you fix the weight. Like I told you, there's been someone who's 45 pounds. She's down 45 pounds in 2 months, a little over 2 months, 45 pounds down. Someone else 30 pounds down, 2 months. This is when they stick around, when they hang out for a little bit more after the challenge. After the 2 weeks, you can still hang out with me. You can hang out with me for another 8 weeks. You can hang out with me for as long as you want, as long as it takes. I have reversed it in 14 days by eating beans, fish, vegetables, and really working out. Yeah. And rice is gone. Yeah. You eat like that for 14 days, diabetes is going to be it's not going to be a problem in your life, in which you just proved in 14 days. That's it. I don't care how long you've been dealing with this condition. Am I saying you're going to get rid of 14 in 14 days? No, like I said before, it takes at least 120 days to see the overall picture. But in 14 days, you can make a huge, when look at my eyes, a huge impact in your blood sugar in a good way. I told you someone went from a 500 fasting blood sugar day 1, 500. Day 8, it was at 173. Day 8. That's all by just changing what you're eating, folks. You can take medication until your face turns blue, until the cows come home, as they say. You can take medication until the freaking cows come home. But guess what's going to happen? Not a damn thing. Nothing is going to change. Because the whole time it was the food that you were eating. Jess, I've lost weight. Just need extra push. Saturday at 138. Past 2 years down to 128. Well, that's 138, 128. How tall are you? You're trying to lose more weight? You weigh 128 pounds? How tall are you? Are you like in it's 128? I don't know how tall you are, but I mean yeah. That seems pretty good to me. But again, it just depends on how tall you are. If you're like 4'11", you're 128 pounds. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay. Any questions? Any other questions on what it takes? So we're gonna get up here. Let's get to the board, folks. Okay, let's see. A couple other questions. Does your program work for vegetarian? It does. It does. There is something I specifically designed this 14-day challenge for whatever you eat. So whatever you eat, right? Chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, whatever. Beans, there's all different types of stuff in there. There's something for everybody in there. All right, so no matter what diet you're on, there's the only person that my program won't work for is someone who's like hardcore carnivore. If you're like on a hardcore carnivore diet, and it's like all you eat is animal flesh, you know what I mean? All you eat is animal products, then it ain't gonna be for you. But anybody other than that, anybody other than my carnivores, it's gonna work for them, right? It's something in there for them because it's a proven system. We understand blood sugar. I understand blood sugar. 80% of black folks are pre-diabetic. Yeah. Everybody, black, white, whatever, doesn't matter. Pre-diabetes is taking over. Insulin resistance is taking over. So whether you're Indian, black, white, it doesn't discriminate. Insulin resistance, I promise you. But in the black community, in my community, it's because we eat a whole hell of a lot of soul food, right? We eat a lot of hog maws. We eat a lot of neck bones, macaroni and cheese, oxtails, chitterlings, as they say. It's mainly what we're eating that was passed down to us from generation to generation to generation. Are pinto beans good? Pinto beans are great. They're beans. They're great. It is the food that we eat. Yeah, it is the food that you eat that's caused you to have type 2 diabetes. It's predominantly that. How do I join? You click that link in my description. Pretty B. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. It's going to take you to my TikTok profile page right here. It's going to take you to my TikTok profile page right here. That's where it's going to take you. And here's where it is right here. That ain't it. Right there. You see that link that says Linktree? Damn it. I'm on a struggle bus. But here it is right here. You click that link. There it is. There's a lot of goodies on here. There's a lot of goodies. Free. There's a free quiz, masterclass, PDF, all kind of freebies on here. Only thing that I got to charge you for is the challenge. Because it's real people getting real results. Real people getting real results. People come on all the time and they share their stories. It's their amazing stories. All because these people were ready for change. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, like no nonsense, like, man, I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar. That's me. If you're ready for that no nonsense approach, a proven strategy over 300 people have done, you join that 14-day challenge. You use that discount code, the Black Friday sale, Black25. Black25 is going to drop the price down to $69 to join that challenge. Black25. It's today's discount code, Black Friday. Use that, I promise you. Your blood sugar ain't going to be the same. But I can only promise you that if you do the work. If you do the work, I promise you your blood sugar will never look the same again, ever. But that's only based on if you do the work for 2 weeks. Go hard for 2 weeks. Put everything to the side and say, you know what? This is me and my blood sugar. I'm sick and tired of diabetes running my life. If you're sick and tired of diabetes running your life, join that challenge. Use that discount code Black25. But that's only if you're sick of it, though. You know what I mean? I specifically put that up there. Just don't lust over it. Don't lust over change. Actually change. If you actually change, man, 14 days, you can do anything in 14 days. If you say, listen, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't know if I could do 14 days of eating real food. Then they're just telling me that you really don't want it. You just kind of want it. But if you really want it, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to say, yeah, I gave it I tried everything. I even tried Kelley's challenge and that didn't even work. But you owe it to yourself to do something that actually works. And this 14-day challenge actually works. The proof's in the pudding. People come on all the time and they share their story. If you're ready for change, use that discount code Black25. I just turned 50. Yeah, shout out to you for just turning 50. Shout out to you. Can I get rid of A1C14 I'm on in medication? Yes. Yes. Like I told you, there's been many people who have joined this challenge. Their A1C dropped 2 points from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 9.5 to a 6.5. From 9.5 to 6.5 and after the challenge. People lost 15 pounds in 14 days. Some people have been taken off of their medication by the doctor. I can't take you off their medication. I'm not the doctor. I don't have the audacity or the unmitigated gall to be able to take you off your medication. Who the hell am I? I'm not the doctor. I don't have a medical degree. Shout out to my doctors out there. Love you guys. Shout out to the doc. But even though I'm giving a shout out to the doc, I know that when it comes to type 2 diabetes, your doctor can only help you manage the condition, can only help you cover up the condition, mask it. You, on the other hand, can actually reverse it. And you do that every day through your daily actions, specifically what you're eating. Specifically, what you're eating is predominantly causing you to have high blood sugar. And if you change that, which a lot of people don't want to do, you change it, your life will change. But if you don't change it, it's gonna stay the same. I sorry to be the one to tell you that, but if you don't change something, especially what you're eating, it's gonna stay the same. Your condition is gonna stay the same. You know what? It's not gonna stay the same. It's gonna get worse because that's how diabetes progresses. It gets worse. That's what it does. If you're ready to get out of it, if you're tired of all the area, join that challenge. Use that discount code. What do I do to lose? What do I do to lose type 2? Can you help me? I can help you. All right. Like I told you before, if you're struggling with it, 14-day challenge. If you're struggling with it, that's the problem that you have. That's the problem that you have. I get it because I've been there. I had type 2 diabetes. I know what it feels like to have high blood sugar every single day. That is why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, specifically for people just like you and me who are ready for real change because they deserve better. I believe that I know that everybody deserves better. Everybody deserves to kick diabetes in the butt. You deserve to not let it run your life anymore. So you don't have to worry about all the time having high blood sugar every single where you go. You can't hang out with friends and family, can't go do this, that, and third because your blood sugar is already at 300. Like, damn, I just woke up, my blood sugar's at 300. Damn, why do I wake up, my blood sugar's at over 200? I ain't even eat anything, right? Don't you want to get rid of that? Don't you just want to wake up one day and be like, oh, my blood sugar's under 100. I feel refreshed. I feel rejuvenated. Instead of having to wake up like, damn. You can do that though, but it's your choice. I don't take the metformin anymore. It's worse. It's worse. Drink okra water. Okay, great. Great. Natural remedies do work. Stop making these pharmaceuticals rich. Okay. I'm starting to get neuropathy in my ankle. Is it possible to reverse it? It is. But the question is, Taylor, how badly does it hurt? Does it hurt to the point where you get to the point where you want to make some change? Because like I said earlier, if you don't change, it's going to stay the same. But if you do change, if you don't change, neuropathy is going to run the show. You don't change specifically what you're eating. But if you do change, you're going to run, you got control of the wheel again. You got control of it. Neuropathy is probably one of the hardest things to go. Like when people reverse the condition, neuropathy is one of the last things to go. It goes, but it's one of the last things that goes. But you got to do all the other stuff first. Neuropathy is because it didn't take it didn't take a second for the neuropathy to start. So to get rid of it, it's going to take a little time. But you got to do the right stuff. You got to have to change specifically what's at the end of your fork. If you're ready to change what's at the end of your fork for 2 weeks, see what happens in 2 weeks. Step outside of your comfort zone in 2 weeks. If the neuropathy is that bad, do something about it. Because if you don't, it's just going to stay the same. 14-day challenge is calling your name. Use that discount code BLACK25. BLACK25. There's some supplements that you can take, but again, the supplements are great, but at the end of the day, it's just going to persist because you're just covering it up. You got to get down to the root cause of it, and it's what you're eating. Yep. Join them. Shout out to you. What is someone is a pre-diabetic? Can you eat bananas? If someone is a pre-diabetic, you can eat bananas, right? But think of fruit as a dessert. Think of it as a dessert. Fruit. You do that. And whenever you eat dessert, think of fruit. So whether that's bananas, mangoes, whatever, when do you eat it? When do you eat dessert? After a meal, right? That's when you eat dessert. Think of it the same way. Don't wake up in the morning and if you're pre-diabetic, don't wake up in the morning and eat a banana on an empty stomach. Never eat a banana on an empty stomach. It's going to make your blood sugar go sky high. How do I join? All I see is the click on your pick, fan. No. One citrus. You click right here, and then you got to click on my picture again. Click on my picture again. My face, my smiling face. And it's going to, once you click on my smiling face, not all that fan stuff, my picture. You do that. So click right here, and then click on my picture again, and it's going to take you here. It's going to take you here. You see that link that I just clicked? Boom. Right there. Click on that link. It says link tree. There it is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is right there. There it is. Use that discount code BLACK25. That's it. BLACK25. You're joining the challenge for 30% off. $69 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hope that answered your question. One citrus. Me too. I reversed it. Went from 8.7 to a 5.2. There it is. Shout out to you. Thank you for saying that, Jill. Join the challenge. What kind of food need to stop for diabetics to reverse it? Well, you need to cut the crap. What kind of foods need to stop? I got a whole segment on that. It's an acronym, crap. Carbonated junk. That's what needs to stop. All of the Mountain Dews and the Cokes and all of the Coke Zeros and all of that stuff needs to stop. All of that, right? Even all of that stuff, all the carbonated junk, the refined sugar, the table sugar, all the junk foods, all of the sugar, putting more and more sugar in there. That's got to stop. The artificial stuff has got to stop. What kind of artificial stuff? Artificial sugars, things like sucralose, all the diet and Coke Zeros and all that stuff. That's got to stop. Artificial colors like Skittles and peanuts, M&Ms, all the different colors. And then finally, all of the processed foods. So that's crap. Carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. What are processed foods? Things that are man-made. Things like Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and Cheetos and all the different drinks and all of that stuff. Powerades, Gatorades. That's all marketing. It's all marketing. If you cut the crap, and then alcohol too. Alcohol is another big one that you want to cut out. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, alcohol ain't going to be your friend. It ain't going to be your friend. You feel what I'm saying? Let me show you. Let me. Any other questions? Let me see. I'm gonna shout out to my man Jay Lace. Let's see if he's up. And let's see if he wants to holler at us. See what he's got going on his side over there. Let's see if he comes in. No, he's at the gym. Probably at the gym. He's always over there getting swole. It's my guy Jay Lace. If y'all don't know who Jay Lace is, Jay Lace is he's another gentleman like myself. Let me see here. He's another gentleman like myself where he talks about all things type 2 diabetes. Like he had diabetes. How do you reverse type 2 diabetes? He tells you the same way. He's going to tell you how to get swole. You want to know how to get swole, like put on a lot of muscle? You holler at my man Jay Lace. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't get a hold of him right now. But anyhow, I see he's live. Top of the day, my dear brother. Shout out to you, Rashida. Oh, that's Rashida. Shout out to you, Rashida. We're talking about Rashida from Toastmasters. Shout out to you, Rashida. You're in the islands, right? I mean, it's Rashida from Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmaster. Shout out to you, Rashida. Now, what we're talking about here is all things type 2 diabetes. If type 2 diabetes has been running your life, high blood sugar, if that's all been running your life, today's the day we change all of that. We flip it around. No more running your life. Do you think that diet soda negatively impacts your insulin resistance? It does negatively impact your insulin resistance, right? There's a lot of some studies say yeah, some say nah, but for the most part, yeah. It's not going to raise your blood sugar, but it will increase. It will make you more insulin resistant ultimately. Here's the thing also. Artificial sugar, things like diet soda and Coke Zero, those are artificial. You ever notice that you have a real body? I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Have you ever done that? Who's ever done that thing before when they say, hey, pinch me? You ever done that thing where like, hey, pinch me? Why do you say pinch me? Well, you say pinch me because you want to know if it's real. You want to know if it's real. Your body, it's real. What's happening is real. Pinch me. So you have a real body. When you drink artificial stuff, like diet sodas and Coke Zeros and all that stuff, you're putting artificial stuff into a real body. Why would you want to put something artificial into your real body? You see what happens when you put artificial. If you're a sugar person, if you really like sugar, if you crave sugar a lot, here's what's going to happen. You say, you know what? I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace it with artificial sugar. I'm going to do diet soda instead of regular soda. And if you do that, it'll taste sweet, but your body is like, you ever notice that you crave more sugar? The more diet soda that you have, the more you crave real sugar. It's because your body is not, your cells are not stupid. Your body is not dumb. Your body's like, I know whenever you drink an artificial or Coke Zero, your body's like, we know that that's not, we're craving the real sugar. You just gave us artificial sugar. You think we're slow. We're not slow. So as a result, we're just going to crave even more sugar. We're going to crave more and more and more and more sugar. That's what happens when you eat artificial sugar. So folks, artificial sugar is not the answer. If you want a sweetener or you want a sugar, you want a sweetener, these are the three that I recommend. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. If it ain't stevia, if it ain't monk fruit, if it ain't allulose, put it back on the shelf, folks. If it ain't stevia, monk fruit, allulose, put it back. Now, monk fruit, used monk fruit in some of our dishes yesterday. And traditionally, before I became a person who studies diabetes, before I became a nutritionist, just eat a whole bunch of white sugar at Thanksgiving, just a whole bunch of white sugar. So this year, what we do, we replaced it with monk fruit this year. Whoo! Now, monk fruit, if you ain't use it, it's a 0-calorie sweetener. It's a natural, comes from a tree, comes from a plant. But here's what it's going to do. It's 150 times, it's like 150 times sweeter than sugar. The stuff is freaking sweet. Monk fruits and then allulose, the stuff is freaking sweet. You use that in replace of sugar. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. So yeah. Any other questions? Who's got questions? Nobody's got any questions. All right, folks, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a little intermission. I'll be back in about back in about a minute or two. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm gonna go use a little boys' room, but I'll be back, so don't go anywhere. What about honey? Honey is gonna be a no-go as well. If you want to use, here's the thing about honey. A little bit goes a long way. A teaspoon of honey was going to spike the hell out of your blood sugar. It's going to spike the heck out of your blood sugar because honey is very, very concentrated. It's got a lot of fructose in it. Fructose is sweet stuff. So you got glucose. Say like if you eat rice, rice is not sweet, right? You're going to get straight glucose from that. But when you eat something sweet, you're getting both. You're getting half glucose half fructose, 50-50. So honey is that. They both raise your blood sugar. So glucose raises your blood sugar, and also fructose also. Good to know. Quite welcome. All right, I'll be back, folks. What's up, Netta? I'll be back. I'm gonna go use the little boy's room, but I'll be back. When we come back, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna stand up when we come back. You know what? I may sit back down. Who knows? I'll let you know. But I'll be back in a minute, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back shortly. In the meantime, and in between time, here we go. Hang out with my man Paul. All right, folks, we're back. We're back. Hope y'all take advantage of that Black Friday deal. While I was gone, somebody took advantage of that Black Friday deal while I was gone. Shout out to you for taking advantage of that Black Friday deal and joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let me turn this down some. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. If you ready to, if that's you as well, if you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, you use this discount code right here, Black25. Black25 is the code that you can use to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in this challenge? For those who don't know, for those who are just joining us, what are we doing? It is a life-changing, life-altering experience put on by me. I'm the guy who started this whole thing because I was the guy who had diabetes. I was the guy who had heart disease. And I was the guy who was obese. The triple whammy. And what was crazy is I was diagnosed this all at the very same doctor's visit. Shout out to you, One Citrus, for joining. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for using that discount code Black25. Because now the real fun begins. Now it's when the work begins. You're going to have a big advantage over the people who wait till January 1st. You're going to have like a 30-something days. What's up, Netta? You're going to have like a 30-day advance. You're going to be ahead of them 30-something days. But in 14 days, you're going to do so much major damage to your, put a big damage in a good way. When I say damage, I'm talking about damage in a good way. Freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from the bottomless pit of more and more and more medication. But to get that freedom, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to change. What are you going to have to change? What you're eating. See, here's the thing. If diabetes is the problem, comfort isn't the solution. Change is. That's the whole solution. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. Change is hard. Having type 2 diabetes, having high blood sugar, that's all hard. Change is hard. Being stuck with diabetes is harder, though. Change is hard, but being stuck with high blood sugar is freaking harder. Thank you. If you're ready to break that cycle, 14-day challenge is calling your name. He's going to loot a Walgreens. Shout out to you. Going up. What's going up? Is your blood sugar going up? If your blood sugar is going up and you don't want it to go up, something's going to have to change. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. The only way for you to change what's actually happening underneath the surface, because underneath the surface is what's happening is insulin resistance. And when we take a whole bunch of medication to try to rectify insulin resistance, that's not really the solution. First, here's a solution. Changing what you're eating to real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's the solution. You can try to dance around it. Like I said, you can try to tiptoe around it. But what you resist will persist. So you can tiptoe around it all day long and nothing is going to change. You're just going to be wasting like 5 years of your life tiptoeing around it when all you had to do was take it head on. You stare it right in the face. You pull up a chair. You have to get rid of diabetes. Here's what you got to have to do. You're going to have to pull up a chair. It's going to have to pull up a chair. Y'all going to have a real life conversation. A heart to heart. You're going to have a heart to heart. And this heart to heart is going to have to go like this. This is the conversation. You hear type 2 diabetes is there. You're going to have to say, listen, man, something is going to have to change. This is what you're telling diabetes. Something is going to have to change. And type 2 diabetes is like, what you mean something's going to have to change? What's going to have to change? And this is what you're going to say. Things. Things. Specifically what I'm eating. It's going to have to change. How I'm sleeping is going to have to change. How I'm managing my stress is going to have to change. How I'm moving my body or lack thereof of moving my body is going to have to change. I'm going to have to maintain my pace. Here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. For you to kick type 2 diabetes, here's what you're going to have to do. Maintain your pace. This is what's got to change. What does it mean to maintain your pace, Kelley? Well, here's what it means. When it comes to meds, this is what you're going to have to prescribe to yourself. I can't prescribe this to you. Your doctor can't prescribe this to you. The only person that can prescribe yourself this meds is you. You're the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, folks. It's called lifestyle medicine. The first part of the lifestyle medicine formula that you got to prescribe to yourself, if you ever want to kick the actual meds, you know what I mean? If you ever want to kick those to the curb, here's what you're going to have to do. Here's the medicine. Number one is having a peaceful mind. It's the very first thing that you're going to have to do. What does it mean to have a peaceful mind? Why? It's because stress is the great equalizer. Cortisol, folks, will set you back. You got too much cortisol. If you're stressed out, if you're chronically stressed, that's going to cause your body to release more blood sugar. Stored blood sugar gets released from your liver when you're stressed. Did you know that, folks? So where blood sugar goes, here, check it out though. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Did you know that? So if you're stressed, you got a lot of extra blood sugar from your liver being released. So where blood sugar goes, insulin follows, right? So stress is very, very important. Here's what I recommend, stress management. Here's what I recommend when it comes to stress. I recommend doing this. Getting yourself, prescribing yourself the 3 M's. You're like, well, what are the 3 M's, Kelley? Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's, folks. Prescribe that to yourself. The 3 M's, meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's the prescription. The next part of the lifestyle medicine formula, like I told you before, you can take medication until your face turns blue. But if you're not getting your core pillars right, you don't have these core pillars right, man, it's like you're on a freaking merry-go-round to nowhere. But having an active body, that's the A. You got to have an active body. What do I mean an active body? I mean getting out there and moving. Human beings were designed to move, folks. This is where we were. We weren't designed to freaking be couch potatoes. Netflix wasn't around when human beings were first created. So guess what we had to do? We had to go out and be active, forage. We had to go forage. That's what it means. Go move around, forage, look for food. So it's always been a part of our prescription, but we just often fail to cash in on it due to comfort. Comfort is one hell of a thing, folks. It's one hell of a thing. It's a beautiful place, but the only thing that grows there is regret. Especially, folks, if you're suffering from high blood sugar, you want to move your body like it ain't no tomorrow. You want to be active because muscles are hungry. They're hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. This is why they tell you to go for it. Like yesterday, after your Thanksgiving meal, I hope you went for a walk. The reason you want to go for a walk is because those muscles will soak up all of that extra blood sugar that you just ate. From the meal that you just ate, those muscles will soak it up right away. They're hungry. So move your body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's the prescription, folks. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Yeah. 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Moderate intensive movement. That's the A, active body. The next part of the formula that you got to prescribe to yourself, if you're sick and tired of diabetes running your life, you got to, this is the big one. And it is called clean eating. Clean eating is the big one, folks. Now, I'm giving you all this, the maintaining your pace, but here's the thing about when it comes to eating. It's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar every single day. It's a lot of things that could be causing it. But it's predominantly what you're eating. All right? It's predominantly what it is. We should be eating clean, whole, unprocessed foods. What do I mean clean, whole, unprocessed foods? Something that once was grown on a branch, something that, grown out of the ground, or maybe something that once had dirt on it. Those are whole, unprocessed, real whole, unprocessed foods. Things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, like beans, red beans, black beans, navy beans, chickpeas, lima beans, and leaner sources of protein. So whatever you prefer. So whether it's chicken, turkey, like yesterday, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish. Whatever it is that you prefer, just make sure that it's the leaner sources, not, folks, not things like bacon. Bacon is not clean eating, okay? Contrary to popular belief. But bacon is not clean eating. Sausages, what else? Pepperonis, all the deli meats, chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets from McDonald's, folks, is not clean eating. Right? Chicken nuggets. You go to Wendy's and you get the 4-piece spicy nuggets. That ain't clean eating. And for my Louisiana folks, boudin is not clean eating, folks. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Here's the thing about clean eating. Said it's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugars, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Here's what I want you to jot this down. I want you to jot this one down, folks. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, I want you to remember this. That when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication, it's of no need, folks. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Clean eating. Just jot that one down. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, you'll remember that one, folks. Okay? Clean eating. It's predominantly what you're eating, causing you to have high blood sugars. Okay? Now that we've established that, the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula here is here. To get your life back is to have some effective sleep. Ooh. Effective sleep. You're like, whoa. What does sleep have to do with anything, Kelley? Well, it's a whole hell of a lot to do with it, because if you don't sleep, if you ain't sleeping right, folks, here's the thing. You ain't recovering. Your body can't recover if you haven't slept. Your brain can't restore itself. Your brain is the organ that uses the most energy. Did you know that? When you go to sleep at night, your brain is the organ that uses the most energy while you sleep. It uses the most blood. Why? It's because your brain is just like, it's rebooting itself and just like putting all the stuff in the right, compartmentalizing stuff and forming new neurons and all kinds of stuff. It's like a big old freaking factory going on when you sleep. Oh, that's why it uses the most blood. And if you don't get enough sleep, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, that's the prescription. If you don't get enough sleep, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be stressed. The next day, you're more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're going to be more hungry. Your hormones are going to be all whacked out. It's going to cause you to be more insulin resistant. Here's why. Check this out. When you don't get enough sleep, that's a stressor. The lack of sleep causes stress, which causes you to not have a peaceful mind. And what do we say about having a peaceful mind? If you don't have one, your liver is going to constantly release blood sugar. Stored blood sugar is going to be released. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. You see that? You see how this is all tied together, folks? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So people come to me and they're like, man, Kelley, I can't lose the weight, man. I've been working out, you know what I mean? I've been working out, right? Active body. I've been eating good, you know what I mean? But for some reason, man, I can't lose the weight, or I can't get my blood sugar down. What do I do? What is it? Well, let's start digging into it. How you sleeping? Well, not so much. Yeah, I ain't been sleeping well, but I ain't been sleeping well. So if you ain't been sleeping well, that's going to throw the whole thing off. That's what sleep has to do with it. Sleep has to do a lot with a whole hell of a lot. So that's how they all tie in. If you want to get your blood, if you want to kick the type 2 diabetes, folks, if you want to stop having the high blood sugars, the pre-diabetes and all of that stuff, here's what you're going to do. People are like, well, what do I do? Here's what you do. So just eat foods from the ground. And you don't have to just eat foods from the ground. That's great, right? But yeah, something that once had dirt on it would be great, a great start though. But here it is, folks. To get what you want, what is it that you want? You want, let's sum it all up. You want to be free from diabetes, right? Type 2 diabetes. You're sick of the diabetes running your life, right? So if you're sick of it running your life and you don't want that anymore, something is going to have to change. Specifically what you're eating, but predominantly what you're eating, but altogether, all of these areas combined determines if you were going to have to continue to take all of these meds, the bottomless pit of more and more and more medications. What's going to determine that is, are you maintaining your pace? Do you have a peaceful mind? You stress? Are you good on your stress? Are you moving your body at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week? Are you throwing some strength training in there? Putting some strength training in there at least a couple of days out of the week? Something to push your muscles, building muscle, getting stronger. Are you clean eating? What does it mean to clean eat? Real, whole, unprocessed foods, most of the time, predominantly fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, proteins like chicken and turkey and steak and eggs and, tofu and tempeh. Are you doing that most of the time? And finally, are you getting enough effective sleep, 6 to 9 hours? And then the last area is alcohol, substance abuse, right? That's the last area. Substance abuse. You master these areas, folks. I'm telling you, diabetes will cease to exist in your life. You want to know more about this lifestyle medicine formula? I'm going to show you where it is. The lifestyle medicine formula is right here. Here's where it is. It's a free masterclass, folks, that you can go and you can register for this masterclass. And I'm going to break down this lifestyle medicine formula. Here's where it is. If you haven't done it yet, but if you click right here and then you click on my picture again. Also, share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with this condition. All right, you see it right here? Where is it? Let me pull it up. Here's where it is. Here's where that masterclass is. Click right here. There it is. See that link that said link free earlier? Click that. There's the quiz. Go take the quiz, folks. If you haven't already taken the quiz, pretty sure you've already taken that quiz. But if you haven't, take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass right here is where I break down this lifestyle medicine formula right here. And I break it down a lot slower though, right? It's these specific areas. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You just keep maintaining that pace. You just keep doing that in a freaking circle. You just keep doing it. And diabetes will cease to exist in your life. But you got to keep doing it. Here it is, called maintaining your pace. Here it is. Here's where the masterclass is. Free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. That's all you got to pay is attention. But for the big one right here, for my folks who said, you know what, I'm ready for serious change. That's me. I'm sick of diabetes running my life. If you're sick of diabetes running your life, if you're sick of having high blood sugar every single day, because you deserve something that actually works. You want to know something that actually works? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what actually works. It is a 14-day blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, you're going to start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. You're going to start, keyword, going to start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Because how long? It doesn't take 14 days to get rid of diabetes. I'd be insane if I told you that. But in 14 days, you can put a huge dent in your fasting blood sugar. You can put a huge dent in your overall A1C in 14 days. That's what this blueprint is designed. It is a blueprint that I created because I was the one who had diabetes too. Nutrition blueprint. If you're ready for real change, if that's you, real change. Imagine reversing type 2 diabetes naturally, folks. Just naturally. That's what you're doing. And you're owning your health. Imagine owning your health. Can you imagine? It's been years. I don't know how long it's been since you own your health. Can you imagine owning your freaking health? When you own your health, guess what happens? You don't have to worry about constantly worrying about your high blood sugar. You never got to freak out about your blood sugar again. That's what it means to own your health. Here's the start. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99. You join that 14-day challenge. Normally, but if you use the live discount code, we're getting ready to get out of here in a few minutes. We got some other things to get into today. But you use that discount code. This discount code, BLACK25, that's it right there, BLACK25. You use that discount code, live discount code. Black Friday, $69 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 30% off if you use that discount code, BLACK25 at checkout. Like I told you, imagine a life where you're not just managing diabetes. You're actually owning your health. You're making your health. You created your health. Great health. Free from the clutches of type 2 diabetes. Because there have been many people who have joined this 14-day challenge. Not even people who have joined this challenge. It's just been people who have just putting in the work, taking the actions. Taking this act, they just take this information right here and they just go maintain their pace. There's been people who haven't even joined the 14-day challenge and they just did this. They just maintained their pace. And they're getting amazing numbers. Dropping weight, A1C dropping 3 points. They ain't even joined the challenge. Dropping 40 pounds. They ain't even joined the challenge. They just did this work right here. But if you say, listen, no, I need someone to hold my hand. I need assistance. I need a step-by-step blueprint. That's what I need. If that's what you need, 14-day challenge is that blueprint. Use that discount code BLACK25, $69, join that challenge. How do I join? Right, you click that link in my description. Nice work, inspiring always. Good morning. Thank you, Herb. Click that link in my description. Here's how you join. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. Make sure you click on my picture again, though. And it's going to take you to that link that says Linktree. You got to click on my picture twice. Here it is. Right there. You see that link? Click on it. You click right there. 14-day, accept the challenge. It says $99. Use that discount code BLACK25, $69. Join that challenge. That's how you join. Why do I feel thirsty even though I drink a ton of water? Anyone else has the same problem? Well, if you have high blood sugar, that's the problem. Are you going to the bathroom a lot? Those are the two signs. Those are the two telltale signs. That's one of the very first classic signs of type 2 diabetes or high blood sugar. Let me say that. One of the classic signs is you're constantly drinking water. You're thirsty. Thirsty, want some water, and going to the bathroom. Why? Because when you're constantly going through the bathroom, you got to pull that water from somewhere, right? Your body's like, I got to get rid of this sugar some way, somehow. So it just starts pulling water. It just starts pulling everything out of your freaking, all the water out of your cells to try to get rid of this, all this extra sugar. Where does it go? To the urine. That's why you're always urinating. So if you're urinating a lot, it means you're dehydrated. It means you drink a lot of water. Just keep on drinking water. Why? It's because the problem is you got high blood sugar and your body's trying to get rid of it. Using the water is the way to get it out. So that's why you're thirsty. You bring your blood sugar down. The thirst goes back to normal. You ain't always thirsty. You ain't always going to the bathroom. Because you brought the blood sugar down. It ain't trying to get rid of it. It's already gotten rid of it. If you really want to get rid of it, you want to start getting rid of it. Sounds like the 14-day challenge is calling your name. That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Use that discount code BLACK25 for the next, how much longer? About 15 more minutes we'll be here. 15, 20 more minutes. We'll be on here answering your questions. Okay, now I see. Yeah. Trish, use that discount code BLACK25. Now let's back to it. That's what happens if you do change. But the next question is, what happens if you don't change? If you don't change, what are the repercussions? Well, things are going to stay the same. Nothing is going to change. Diabetes is going to still continue to run the show if nothing changes. But if you do change, that you take the wheel back. You take the wheel back. It's not running the show anymore. You sick of type 2 diabetes running your life, running the show? Then it's time to change. A lot of people don't like change. We hate it. But here's the thing about change. Change always asks for a little discomfort up front. But it pays you back in freedom. Change. Up front, it's really uncomfortable. It's like there's a little discomfort up front. But in the end, I promise you, it's going to pay you back with that freedom that you've been looking for, that you've been wanting, free from the clutches of type 2 diabetes, free from the clutches of more and more medication. This bottomless pit, more and more medication. I know you want to get out of that pit. You've seen that movie coming. What's the movie with Eddie Murphy? The Golden Child. When he's like, I want the knife. Please. And that bottomless pit. You remember that part of the movie? You've seen that movie if you grew up in the 1980s like I did? It's basically like, is anybody down there? That's what taking more and more medication is like to get rid of type 2 diabetes. Managing type 2 diabetes with just medication is like you're on that merry-go-round, just going around and around and around and around and around. You remember when you were a kid and that merry-go-round just kept on going around and around and around, and you would look at your parents every time the ride, you're on the little horsey, and you're just going around, and you're like, oh, there's my mom. There's my mom. First you start off going slow, then it starts getting faster. You're like, hey, mom. Every time. It's just the same thing, just going around. Some merry-go-round. It's the same thing that's happening to your blood sugar. Same thing that's happening when you try to take more and more medications for your high blood sugar. When the whole time it's your lifestyle, predominantly what you're eating. You're just on that merry-go-round saying, hi, mom, the whole time. Hi, mom. Managing type 2 diabetes with just meds is like trying to run a marathon with just one shoe. You can't run a marathon with just one shoe, folks. You got to have them both. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, that other shoe is this. Matter of fact, this can be both shoes. But you got to show up and you got to do the work. You got to show up and you got to do the work. But do you have to take medication? I can't tell you to get off your medication. I'm not your doctor. I can't tell you to get on and get off your medication. But what I am telling you is this. When it comes to medication, it should be lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then you can talk about the medication. But you got to get the basics right first. This simple formula right here. You just keep on doing this. Then you'll have a conversation with your doctor. You'll be like, yo, doc, I changed my lifestyle. I changed what I was eating. I changed how I was moving my body. Like all of my numbers are coming down. Like, what do I got to do about this? Can we get off of this medication? Can we have a conversation? Because there's many people who have joined the 14-day challenge that have been taken off of their medication. I didn't take them off their medication. The doctor took them off their medication. I didn't do that. I don't have the audacity to take anyone off their medication or prescribe them medication. Not a doctor. I don't have a medical license. Where's my thing? I can't see. Here it is. I'm a nutritionist. I can't do that. But I can tell you that the food, and I can prove to you that the whole time that you've been struggling with type 2 diabetes, it's been because of the food. The whole time. You change that, you change everything. But that's it, folks. We're getting ready to get up out of here, folks. Because if y'all got any questions, we're gonna get up out of here. Black Friday, you want to take advantage of this Black Friday thing, or we're gonna get out of here at the top of the hour. Because you know what? We got 8 more. Well, no, you know what? 8 more minutes. That's what we got. That's what we said we're starting on. 8 more minutes, folks. We're gonna stay on. Any questions you got in the meantime? Ask your boy. Take advantage of that discount code Black25 for these next 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, we'll say. Because today, I got to get ready, folks. I got to get ready to go out on the court because I'm a basketball ref. I referee basketball, high school basketball. It's a big tournament starting today. So that's why I know I'm going to stay on here until until 12 noon for another hour. Today, we're going to go a little bit shorter because I got to get out on the court and I got to go get yelled at by some fans. I'm the guy who's on the court and they're like, oh, ref, that's a terrible call. Ref, you suck. Terrible. I'm that guy. I get yelled at a lot. But it's fun. Because I love doing stuff. I love doing stuff that's challenging, folks. That's what you'll learn about me. I love doing stuff that takes you outside of your comfort zone. Like diabetes. That's how I reversed type 2 diabetes, because I wasn't afraid to get outside of my comfort zone. That's how I did it. I ain't afraid to get outside of my comfort zone. This was changing all of this stuff was uncomfortable, folks. It was uncomfortable as hell. Especially what I was eating. That was super uncomfortable. But it's what I had to do. Even though it was uncomfortable, like I told you before, change always asks for a little discomfort up front, but it'll pay you back in freedom. It'll pay you back in freedom. So I don't have diabetes anymore. I went through a little discomfort, changing all this stuff. So I don't have heart disease anymore. That's why I'm no longer obese. That's why I can run up and down the court, folks. When we talk about basketball, I'm going to tell you a quick Show you quick. You see these pants right here? These are my this is my basketball pants when I was overweight, obese, right? I was up in Canada and I was teaching a class in Canada. It's in corporate America at the time. I had to bring my basketball pants because my regular pants didn't fit anymore. My basketball pants were kind of stretchy. You see that? They were kind of stretchy. But now, these basketball pants, I had to go get a whole new wardrobe, folks. I couldn't be on the basketball court running around with the kids with these pants on. I had to go get some new pants. I had to go get a whole new wardrobe. All because I changed. And for things to change in your life, you, not me, you are going to have to change. You are. And like I said before, I get it. Change is hard. I get it. But staying stuck is harder. Staying stuck with high blood sugars is harder than change. Because that is the only time that people will change, folks. Here's the only time, and it's sad, that pain and the fear of future pain. It's the only time that we will change. Here's the only time we will change. When the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, that is when we'll change. Okay? I'm going to say that again. When will people change? You're like, Kelley, well, when will people change? Here's when people change. When the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, that is when you will change. Isn't that crazy, folks? Human beings, we're a special breed. We're a special breed of people. You want to see how I made that transformation? I changed. The only reason I changed was because of pain. My mother had passed away months prior from the same condition that I just got diagnosed with a couple months prior. So that was an immense amount of pain. So at the end of the day, it caused me to change. But other than that, I wasn't going to change. I was still going to be the same guy right here. The same guy right here. Had my mother not passed away, I would have been the same guy right here. I would have been the same guy. Matter of fact, I may not even be here. I may not even be here. I know I'd be the same guy. I know nothing would have changed. I wouldn't have had a reason to change. But neglect is silent. Shh. But its consequences are loud. Neglect is silent. Shh. But its consequences are freaking loud as hell. Just like the gym's going to be loud as hell today that I'm going to go to tonight. They're going to be screaming. Ah! It's going to be loud in there. When you neglect type 2 diabetes, when you neglect having your blood sugar, there's some loud consequences when they say it's time to amputate and all that stuff. But here's the thing, folks. You're losing your vision, all of that stuff. But here's the thing. All of that, you can change all of that stuff. You can flip it all the way around. If you're sick of having type 2 diabetes, if that's what that you say that you are, and I get it, I totally get how frustrating that is to have high blood sugar all the time. You deserve something that actually works. What works? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what works. Over 300 people have joined this 14-day challenge. We're talking about real change. Imagine this. Actually reversing type 2 diabetes naturally and owning your health. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being in control where you never have to freak out, being in control of your blood sugar where you never have to freak out again about it? Can you imagine that? Whoo! If you can, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Black Friday deal. We're getting ready to get out of here in a minute. Black Friday deal. Because I told you I got to get ready for the game. But Black Friday, here it is. Today, Black 25, 30% off. Instead of $99, you join that challenge. $69, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where is it? It's linked in my bio. You know where it is. Click here. Click click there, use that discount, click on my picture again, use that discount code BLACK25. But until then, folks, we'll be back. We'll be back soon. Got a big day, big couple of days of tournament. So we'll be back. We'll probably be back on Monday. We'll be back live on Monday. But until then, folks, you can use that discount code BLACK25. We're going to leave it up for the day, BLACK25. That is the discount code. But until then, I want y'all to think about this. Think about this. Pain is just your inner alarm clock telling you it's time to wake up and change. Pain is your inner alarm clock telling you that it's time to wake up and freaking change.